Hello, wrestling fans. It's the one, the only, the Governor Buff Burton here, and we are on a special edition. This is not Memorial Day, Labor Day weekend, and we actually are doing a pre-recorded show. We have a true wrestling legend, but let's go ahead first. Let's go ahead and bring in my co-host for today. We actually have dear friend of mine, Miss Sharon Stryker. Sharon, you're here with me.
Hi, Governor. How are you doing? Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day to you. And like I said, we're also bringing in not my favorite guy, but you know what? The guy needs a little bit of money this weekend, so we're bringing in, filling in for Big Dog. Big Dog is actually out of town this weekend. You know what? The governor had to pay to get him out of town because I didn't want him in my hair this weekend. So
you were ridiculous.
Anyway, I like I said, so Alan Price. Alan Price is going to be filling in. Obviously, you know, me and Alan Price don't have any love lost, but let's go ahead and bring in Alan. Alan, you're live here on the cabinet.
Hey, Governor.
Hey, Alan.
How you doing, brother?
You can hear your voice, but, you know, I guess I'm here.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and jump to it. This man needs no introduction at all. He is a true WWE legend, WCW legend. You name it, this man has did it.
Yes,
so like I said, I mean, a true legend, without a doubt. Like I said, he has been an inspiration. He's only been in the wrestling business, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but 50 years straight that this man has been rocking and rolling right there in the ring. So, like I said, definitely a true legend. So let's go ahead and bring him in right quick. And hold 1 second. Let's go ahead and get him in here. And we are bringing in the one, the only, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. Mr. Valiant, you are live here on the cabinet.
Thank you so much. Hey, Governor, Brother Man, and Sharon and Alan.
Hey, Boogie, how are you?
Hi, honey. God bless you, too. And
God
all
bless
three
you. How
of
you
y'all.
doing?
Yes, hey, happy Labor Day to y'all. And
same to you.
Thank you, girl. And, hey, you know, Governor, you're right, my man. I started wrestling 1964. And this year is 2014, so it's been 50 years I've been lacing the boots up. And, in fact, I'm lacing them up last Saturday. I'm lacing them up this Saturday. I'll be in Rocky Mount, Virginia, you know, at the YMCA. So I'm still crawling in that ring, my man. And, of course, I know we got a big weekend. After that, Sunday, you know, we have our BWC, our wrestling camp, Angel.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The founders of Boogie's Wrestling Camp Hall of Fame Museum right here in Shawsville, Virginia. And this is our 22nd graduation class. And, you know, I want to invite, this is something Angel and I have done for all the wrestling fans, you know, around the world, man. And we just want to invite everyone come out and just hang out with us for the day. It's this Sunday, man, you know, and
yes,
everything's free, you know. Once you get here, you don't buy a ticket. You go into the Hall of Fame. You go into the museum. Hey, you know, you just hang out with us, man, and you got full access of the whole compound. And we start at 12 noon, Governor, and we finish at 4.
Yes, sir.
So I want to invite Alan and Sharon and everyone listening, please come be our guest in Shawsville, Virginia. Hey, just check out, you know, jimmyvaliant.weebly.com. That's jimmyvaliant.weebly.com. Weebly.com, and all the information is on there about this 22nd BWC graduation.
Right, yes, sir. Like I said, I know that we have a mutual friend, the Hangman. He was, like I said, he had told me he's a governor. You're going to have to come up to Boogie's camp, and it's been a good while since I've been up that way, so who knows, we might pop in there. And like I said, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of alumni from the camp up there, because like I said, you run a tight camp up there, and a lot of great talent has come out of the Boogie Woogie camp. So, Boogie, let's go and jump into it a little bit. You are actually you grew up towards Tennessee, and like I said, tell us a little bit on how you got started. What kind of inspired you to get into our business?
You bet.
Right.
You bet, brother. Yeah, I was born in Tullahoma, Tennessee. That's halfway between Chattanooga and Nashville, and just like so many Southern people, I was born 1942, brother. I'm 72 years old, my man. You know, this past August 6th, and yeah, in 1942 I was born there, and just like so many Southern families. Governor, my family, we all they moved up north, you know, and we moved to Hammond, right, Indiana, and that's 30 minutes from Chicago, Illinois. We're right on Lake Michigan, right on the Illinois border there, Indiana and Illinois, and so you know roughly the area that I was raised up. And I was raised right there, brother, man, and up there. And, you know, I was the only boy, eating cornbread and biscuits, man, in Hammond, Indiana, man, 3 times a day, you know, from my good Southern roots, you know. And I always say, Governor, man, hey, you know, I was Southern born, Southern bred, and when I die, I'll be Southern dead, my man. But, right. Hey, I started working out as a young kid, man, and I was working at a health club. They called them then health clubs and gymnasium, you know, gyms, and real fast. One of the old the owner was an old time wrestler, and he took me under his wing and he broke me in. Man, I was just a young kid, man, just just 20 years old, brother, 21, sure. and I was managing his health club for him, and brother, once I got in the ring the first time. Hey, you know, it was all over. I never had another job in my life.
Sure.
And, you were hooked.
Yes, sir.
You got hooked in, didn't you?
Now, let's talk a little bit.
Hooked up, baby.
Right. Right. Like I said, now, you actually started back with the old WWF back in towards, about 64. And, like I said, if my wrestling knowledge is correct, you were Big Jim at the time.
You bet. Yeah. I started wrestling right there, you know, for WWA, Dick the Bruiser. Then I went in. He sent me into AWA, Vern Gagne in Minnesota, and then Dick the Bruiser sent me into big time wrestling in Detroit for the Sheik, and then they sent me into St. Louis for Sam Mushnick, so NWA. So I wrestled all throughout the Midwest, you know, right. And I didn't go to New York until late 1969, 1970, man, and that's where it was the WWF with Vince McMahon Sr., and, right. And you know, he's the one that gave me my break, brother, and I was just a young kid, man, and, you know, going in there, Madison Square Garden, brother, man, it was just something that, you know, right place, right time, and, you know, handsome Jimmy, man, but I did start out. I had many names. First of all, when I very first started out, Dick the Bruiser gave me Jimmy Valentine, and then Gagne, he called me Jimmy the Body Vallon, and the Sheik in Detroit, he called me Big Jim Vallon, and then I went to Tennessee back to at that time in the mid 60s to Tennessee, you know, with Goulas, and he called me Big Jim McDonald. And in 1969, Sharon and Alan and Governor, they sent me to Dallas, Texas, and for Fritz Von Erich, and that's when they gave me a name as Fritz named me. He looked at me and he says, Johnny Valentine's here, and so we're going to have to change your name from Jimmy Valen because we don't want it as confusing. So he says,
sure.
Your name is Handsome Jimmy Valiant, brother. He named him 3 names after just a minute or 2 minutes after he when I came into territory. He seen me, and so that's what they advertised from then on. And I went to New York with it, and of course everything else. Once you establish that, you know, then I was Handsome Jimmy up until the 80s, and then I became the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
Which I think it's I think that suits you. I love that with the music, and that's the name for you right there, the Boogie Woogie Man. I still call you Boogie to this day.
Oh, that's great, Sharon. Yeah, you know, it depends, Sharon, where I go. You know, like around here, everybody calls me Boogie. I named my wrestling camp, Me and Angel, after Boogie, as Boogie's Wrestling Camp. But if I go back to Memphis, like I'm going back to Memphis on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. I'm going to Arkansas, and that's all Memphis people, and they still call me Handsome Jimmy. See, so it depends on where you go, and you know, yes, but I understand.
Right. Now, you had a little bit of if I can remember, Jerry Lawler. You guys always had something going on with you and the King, Jerry Lawler.
Oh, brother, man. Yes, sir. You know, Governor. Yeah, I went in there August. Just around, God bless, when the king of rock and roll died, man. You know, it was August of 1977, and I went in there for a first shot there with Lawler, and man, I'm still. This is 2014, 30-something years ago, brother, and we're still getting it on. In fact,
that's
on
right.
Yes. I'm in Jonesboro, Arkansas on the 19th, and, you know, Lawler was on the card, and, hey, we'll either be tagged up, you know, or whatever we do. But, yeah, I'm still involved with him. We had a long feud going, brother, man. And, hey, it was all good.
Oh, yeah, like I said, it was some classic matches. I mean, you know, of course, you know, you had, you know, and still to this day, I mean, you're a very talented man. And worker, but like I said, with you, and I mean, whenever you put yourself back in that day, and you put Jerry the King when he was back in his day, that was amazing matches. I mean, like I said, I remember watching footage of it and stuff like that. And even still, whenever I was a young worker, I would go back and look at the old footage because a lot of times, see, you know, 'cause with me, you know, because I was actually trained old school. I was trained the old school way, not necessarily what a lot of people are training now. And so, you know, so I would go back and watch all of the old school wrestlers like yourself and King and Wahoo and Dusty Rhodes, you know, with all the old, you know, what I call the golden years of wrestling.
You bet.
You know, so like I said, I just want to say thank you for what you did. But let's talk a little bit, like I said, with my granddaddy, like I said, he was a promoter back in the day, and Sharon has been raised around too. Let's talk about Crockett a little bit.
Okay.
Back in the early 80s. Can you talk a little bit about Crockett?
You bet I can. Yeah, I came in there and you know, as well, there's a little change there. You know, they call me King James when I first came in, and you know, the Crockett's they didn't know what to do with me, man. You know, and so Jerry Jarrett called and says that we need Handsome, you know, to come in for a shot in Memphis, and you know, so he asked, Jim Crockett asked, you know, you like to go in? I said, sure, man. So anyway, I flew in there and I flew back, and we used to do interviews Tuesday morning at their office there in Charlotte, and So I got back in, and as soon as I got in, boy, he called me in his office, man, and he says, man, oh man, he says, why don't you tell me you're some kind of this, big character, good guy, man, there in Memphis, and because I was a heel there, that they put, me and Valentine together, as a team, and gave us Lord Alfred Hayes as our manager.
Right. Yes.
And I says, well, and he says, Jared says, man, you guys sold out the Memphis Coliseum last night and Monday night, and he says, we'd like for you to do this stuff here, and so anyway, hey, brother, to make it short, man, they didn't want to call me Handsome Jimmy. They wanted me to be a crowd pleaser, and so I said, hey, how about the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant.
That's right.
And so anyway, hey, I grew with the big beard, and you got to be doing something different, nobody has done stuff like that. Everybody had beards. Well, there's a couple long beards, the Wild Man, the Wolf Man, the Bear Man, but so I grew a long beard, and then I started going out to music, and no one was going out to music, so I was one of the first there in the territory, and so that got over, and then I started going out up in the crowds, kissing everybody, man, and it didn't matter. I kissed women, children, grandma, grandpa, blue, black, green, purple. It don't matter. I kissed everybody, man, and nobody was doing stuff like this, and the music will get you jumping, and so anyway, it got over real fast, man, and then the first guy they put me with was a big feud with the Russian Bear, and me and Ivan went for 9 months, man, 7 days a week, and hey, it was a good run, and then they gave me the one-man gang, and we did a big run there, and then Kabuki, man, and then, of course, so I wrestled all the big heels, and then they put Paul Jones in his army, against me, and that was one of the longest running feuds. 7 days a week, man. I'd either wrestle one of his army or him or all of them. All Barbarian, man, and the superstar Billy Graham was in his army, and Shaska Watley, man, and the Raging Bull, and and he just kept even the Abdullah the Butcher he brought in, man, and so it was a good run, man, and it's a great wrestling fans in this whole Mid-Atlantic, North and South Carolina, Virginia, man, and this is my home here with my lovely wife, Angel, and, she has her own wrestling company. It's Angel's Wrestling Wear, AWW, so, she is here with us with the camp, and she takes care of all the boys' outfits, attire, far as the mask or they want an outfit or a singlet, the tights, robes, you name it, she can do it. This lady is so precious to me, and our kids. I call them all kids. It don't matter what age they are when they come, Governor, here. Hey, they can be 40, 50 years old. If they want to, if their dream to become a professional wrestler or a valet or manager or referee, anything, we'll make their dream come true here. And they're all our kids, man. This is our 23rd year.
That's awesome. Yes, that's a long run. That's good.
You bet.
Let me ask you this, Boogie. Because, like I said, we work with, I've helped train people in the past, and like I said, I'm all about kind of what's happening to our industry, and I'm sure you're seeing it too, the loss of the brotherhood. Could you give some advice to the people that are just getting into this business on how, kind of what, almost like, I don't want to say a recipe for success, but just give them a little bit, could you give a little bit of advice to them or somebody that wants to be in the business?
You bet. Yes, Governor. The whole thing is, man, is respect and I have respect not only for people that came before me, and unfortunately there's not too many of them living, but God bless them if they are, and hey, they were. Hey, I respect them for life, and even the young kids. I respect that comes here to BWC, and it's all respect, man. And the whole thing is here at BWC, Boogie's Wrestling Camp Hall of Fame Museum, Shawsville, Virginia. Check out, brother, again, JimmyValiant.weebly.com, because all the information about the camps here. We're only here 4 hours a week, but we're here 52 Sundays a year, no matter what. It's Mother's Day, Father's Day, we're open. We never close on Sunday. Even last year, Christmas was on Sunday, and we're open, so because people come from miles around, and that we don't want to disappoint them. We're open no matter what weather. Well, me and Angel lives right on the compound, so we're here. We just walk up the walk, and hey, and man, if there's one kid here, man, we train. And what we do here, Governor and Alan and Sharon, is that we teach old school too. We teach the old school, but also we teach the new school, what the kids see on WWE now, because, you don't want to get lost in the shuffle. But
that's right.
If you don't teach the old school, like you were brought up, Governor, and taught, if you don't teach that, you understand, then it's going to be a lost art, see? So you got to teach both. I do, and that's what we do here,
Exactly.
There you go. It's like Sharon. If your mother, her grandmother passed on to her a certain recipe, to make this one certain a dish. And if she don't pass that on to you, Sharon, and then you pass it on to your daughter, that recipe's going to get lost in the shuffle.
Absolutely. And I understand what you're saying about putting a new twist on things, but what we find in our business now, and Alan and I, he's my soon-to-be brother-in-law, he and I just quit a company because they were just breaking kayfabe. They were getting in the ring after the shows, just smartening everybody up and before the show, and they'd say, now, all this is a work. We're just here to, to have fun, and that's why we just, as a matter of fact, we were supposed to be at a show today and quit that company because of that. And we try to explain to these people there's a certain amount that is supposed to be sacred. You're not supposed to tell everybody everything.
That's right.
Sharon, very good, honey. God bless you, and Governor and Alan for doing that. A perfect example. I have a autobiography out. It's the biggest book out there. It's 582 pages.
I've read it.
And it's called Mercy Daddy. Welcome out to the Jimmy Valiant Store. You got it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. I read it.
You read 582 pages. I don't smarten nobody up. Now, you can read between the lines.
You're already smart to the business, yeah.
Yes, you bet. I talk about the big angles that I had with Flair and with Flair. I worked with, but I had the big angle with Paul Jones and them. Or Lawler, which you talk about, or Dick the Bruiser. I talk about these big angles. Man, hey, like it did happen. Where I hit Lawler in the head with that Coke bottle. And this and that, whatever. You bet, but see, hey, no. They come to my camp, Sharon, honey, and I don't smarten them up here. I mean, just automatically, I said, we're all family. I said, hey, nobody's going to get hurt because we have you crawling before you walking before you run, and we're family here. Hey, I'll hurt myself before I hurt you, and that's what I want you to do to your opponent, your students. Respect. Everything's respect. And exactly. That's very good, Sharon. I like that.
Yeah,
a lot,
we did.
honey.
We quit because we couldn't take it anymore.
Good for you.
I just couldn't do it. I mean, we literally almost just cried that day. And I looked at Alan and I was like, "We're out." And he's like, "Yep, we're out of here." And he sent him a message and said, "We no longer are affiliated with you guys. Wish you the best." And that was it. We ain't seen him since.
Hey, Alan, go ahead. You got any questions for Boogie today?
Yeah, just real quick, getting back to the whole lost art form. Actually just worked a show this past Saturday, And I can honestly say it hurt me watching the first match on the card because, I mean, they went out there and they hit pretty much every finish I could ever think of, all within like 3 minutes. You know, you got somebody that goes out there and starts the show, you know, hitting every high spot and finish there is known to man. You know,
there's nothing left to do.
There you go. There you go. You know, very good, Alan. You know, guys, you guys got it together, man. And you know, hey, if I ran a show, which I'm sure you all do, hey, you tell the first 3-4 matches, hey, nobody out of the ring, hey, nobody do this or that, you know, just wrestle and you know, and some good spots, you know, bop, 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 bop. And don't even have them kids come out to music. Let them earn it. Hey, then when after the intermission, after intermission, your 2 main events, go ahead. You know, you got 6 matches. You know, 2 main events or 5 matches, whatever it is. Hey, have them come out to music, and this is what the people come to see. And this is what happened right there, brother. Then you put it all on because these are the 2 matches that you're shooting the angles to come back in to draw money for your next show. You know, exactly. Hey, and let these kids, you know, earn their spot, you know, where they get music and earn their spot to do stuff. Very good, guys. You guys got it together.
Well, I was lucky. I was around Wahoo. My mom was real good friends with Wahoo, and they dated back in the day. So I was very lucky. And one thing I learned from Wahoo that always stuck in my mind, he said, and I'm not an actual worker, I'm a ring announcer. He said, when you go to that ring, you go with the mentality that you're going out there to make the other guy look like $1 million, and you both will look good. And unfortunately, like everybody's saying, that's kind of a lost art now. But if we can get back to teaching people, make the other guy look good, you'll have a great match. That's what we need to try to work on.
Very good, guys. Very good, man. Hey, I'm very impressed. And man, I'm going to have to go pretty soon,
yes,
Governor.
Sir. Yes, sir. Well, like I said, we just wanted to...
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Like I said, we appreciate you taking time, you know, out of our...
Keep my number, brother, man. And, hey, we can do this, man, you know. And, hey, let me just do a little fast, you know, plug your show, brother, man, which I'm very honored, brother, man. And, again, you know, hey, guys, if you want to get in touch with Handsome Jimmy, the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, go to jimmyvaliant.weebly.com, man, and you'll see everything you need to know. This is our website, and I got a great webmaster, you know, Brian Powell, and hey, it's just super. Everything's on there, especially about this big weekend coming up, and you know, again, once you get here, all the wrestling fans, please, everything is all free. And we're around Roanoke, Virginia, Christiansburg, Blacksburg is where Virginia Tech is, and we're right here in the mountains. It's beautiful up here. We're here 52 Sundays a year from 12 noon till 4 o'clock, and you just come be an angel's guest, and no charge. There's no charge, y'all. And here we go, Mr. Governor, man, and Sharon. Thank you for having me on, y'all.
Thank you.
And, woo, Mr. Daddy, Boogie Woogie Man, feel good. I'll tell my people, all my brothers and sisters, don't you dare, miss the Governor's Cabinet. Oh, yeah, woo, mercy.
Well, brother, we appreciate it so much,
Thank
and like
you.
I said, hopefully we will have you on. Like I said, I'd like to go ahead, and we're going to have a legend show coming up, so you are definitely on the target. We want you to come back for our legend show. So like I said, we do appreciate it so much for you taking the time.
Thank you.
If I can say, I know you don't like recognition, but thank you what you are doing for our business, what you have done for our business, and what you're continuing to do for our business. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. So,
thank you.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you, Sharon and Alan and Governor. Feel free, brother, to take that little promo and play it whenever you want, because I know you're taping. So do whatever you need. And thanks again for having me on your show. And I'm looking forward to the next time, y'all.
Thank you.
All right.
God bless.
Sir, we appreciate
God
bless. So much.
God bless, y'all.
Love you, Boogie. Thanks.
Bye, baby. Bye, honey.
Bye, honey.
Bye-bye, Alan. See you, Gov. Bye-bye.
All right. right, wrestling fans. We appreciate a true wrestling legend. Call him what you want to. Call him King James. Call him Handsome Jimmy. Call him, but
Boogie Woogie,
to me,
whatever.
he'll always be the Boogie Woogie man.
That's right. And you know
being
something,
around
Governor, we'll
Carolina.
have to definitely go up there and see his camp because, you know, that's where I was born and raised. I was
Well,
born
we might
in
have to do
right
that.
outside
We
of
might have
Roanoke,
to make a road trip, and we might even have to broadcast live from there. So, like
well,
I
you
said,
know what? I say we do it because that's where I'm from, and I could visit my roots and visit my sister's grave in Christiansburg, and we could just have a good old time up there.
Hey, could you imagine the governor, Alan Price, the first lady, Sharon, all of us in one car? Y'all would throw me out and leave me on the side of the road somewhere.
Not till on the way back.
Sounds like a brilliant idea to me.
But not till on the way back.
Alan, you know what? I promised to pay you today, but you know what? You didn't hardly talk, so I guess I'm not paying you today. So I guess he's gonna have to go. Like I said, because he's gonna have to go flip burgers or something. You know, because isn't that your regular job, Alan? Don't you flip burgers?
No, it's not. He does not flip.
I have to take pay out of you coming up on the 20th here.
Do what now?
I guess I'm just gonna have to take my pay out of your behind coming up on the 20th here.
Yeah, that is right. Alan Price is going to be at my XPW Extreme Pro Wrestling
Yes,
Saturday.
he is. So you better quit running your pie hole.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But like I said, you know what? Since he mentioned it, XPW Extreme Pro Wrestling is going to be having the Coastal Clash. Bunker Down, Charleston, there's a storm coming. We're going to be at the Frothy Beard Brewing Company at 7358 Peppermill Parkway in North Charleston. It is Saturday, September 20th at 3 p.m. bell time. Tickets are $8 for adults, $6 for child, and 5 and under is free. So all active military men and women are also free with the valid military ID. So let's go ahead and, like I said, once again, wrestling fans, this is our pre-recorded show. So, like I said, we will be viewing this on the Governor's Cabinet. We're not sure when we're going to play it. But, Alan, Sharon, thank you so much for coming on this Labor Day weekend, and we appreciate everyone for listening.
Thank you.